For this crypto charting session, pag-usapan po natin ang Bitcoin, ang Ethereum at ang Solana. Are you guys ready? Let's go! So guys, let's start off with Bitcoin, no? Etong Bitcoin, similar sa ibang pinag-usapan natin last week like ETH, I said na important yung weekly close niya. And last week, we were able to close above tong level na to at 29,000 more or less, 'di ba? Etong white line na to. Pero nag-close pa rin tayo beneath these lows here, which was showing us na it still wanted to push lower. Now, at that time, iniisip ko, had we closed above this, maybe we would trade within this range muna, or perhaps the range would even widen. Aabot tayo hanggang sa low na to at 25429, no? But so far, this week, all we've done is selling pressure. Bears are winning. Diba? In fact, naglalaro na tayo more or less dito sa level na sinabi natin. And as of right now, at least, it's looking like we're going to take it out. If we do end up taking it out, the next level that we're looking at is itong low na nag-form nung nag-spike tayo dito at 25,429. If that breaks, then highly likely we will come back and tag tong 19,432 na level, followed next by 12,486. Now, me personally, from a weekly perspective, if I was looking for some place na magandang sumalo, dito yung sasabihin ko, dito sa may 12,000 na area. 12 to 13,000. But, para lang mas mabuo yung picture, let's go down to the daily time frame and analyze further, no? Now, dito sa daily time frame, as we can see, I've already marked out yung level dyan, so tatanggalin ko na yung red line natin from the weekly, no? Meron tayong supply zone dito, which as we discussed last week, we came back, almost tagged it, then fell, tas nag-range tayo ngayon sa area na to. So, yung key area na tinitingnan ko from this range will be itong low na to at 28,559. If we can take that out, then feeling ko wala nang pipigil na mabalikan natin yung pinag-usapan natin kanina na 25.4. And from a daily perspective, may level din tayo dito sa 24,132. Dito po galing yan. Okay, and let me just zoom out and show you. Dito siya galing. And if that gets taken out, 'di ba? Kasi meron tayong parang area na ngayon support area. If that gets taken out, then as we said kanina, 19,000 yung next, followed by 12,486. Now, allow me to zoom back in para mas kita nyo yung chart, no? Now, if naman sabihin natin, we can come back and take out tong high na nag-form dito, will I be more bullish? Honestly, still no. It's looking like etong Bitcoin hanggang hindi na take out to ay mag-range muna tayo dito sa area. Diba? It wouldn't surprise me kung for the interim mag-range muna tayo dito as the market decides what it further wants to do. While I maintain na downside pa din yung prevailing na sentiment, diba? Na gusto pa rin yan tumulak pababa. Hindi ko mapagkakaila na right now, as of this recording, we are still trading within the range. Diba? So it's always still possible na mag-trade tayo dito, but if you were to put a gun to my head and ask, sa tingin mo, mag-range ba to, mababasag? I think it's gonna break, but I've come to respect what the market can do, and the market will always do what it wants regardless of what I think, no? So hanggang hindi nababasag to, I'm not gonna go full-blown na, hindi, sige, wala na yan, patay na yan. But once this breaks, I think magandang maghanap tayo ng opportunity to potentially go short kahit na i-target man lang natin tong 25,400 na area. Now, going down to the 4-hour time frame, as you can see, I've marked it out. Sinircle ko pa yung line, no, na gusto kong makitang mabasag yan. Something along like this, mabasag yan, maybe come back, tag it, hold, then roll down para matrade natin to the downside, targeting 25,429 next. Tapos kung gusto natin for potential overshoot dito nga, 24,132. Okay? But for now, again, pwede rin nating sabihin, hindi ba parang may head and shoulders pattern dito? That's also true, no? Which also adds to yung further bias na it can push to the downside. But we need to temper that kasi yes, meron tayong head and shoulders pattern, but it happened within the range. Okay? It happened within the range. There's always the possibility na ang mangyayari dito will be something like this. Ibe-break niya to. Diba? Get people short, tas babawiin niya kagad. Tas it comes back, mag-hold to, then baka mangyari is bumalik lang tayo dito sa trading range natin, and pagka ganon, baka magbigay siya ng opportunity sa atin to trade that range. Okay? But for now, hindi natin alam what the market's gonna do next. All we can do is anticipate, and if in case it does what we want it to do, at least ready tayo to trade it. Next, tignan po natin yung Ethereum, no? Now, itong Ethereum, as I mentioned last week, medyo important for us to see kung saan siya nag-close, diba? Yung weekly close niya. And as we can see, nag-close siya nito beneath nung 2,159.5 na level natin. Which for me, signaled na there was the strong likelihood na we were gonna push further lower this week. Baka balikan natin tong blue zone na naiwan sa baba, around 1,730, no? And so far, that has been the direction that we're pushing towards. Diba? Pababa pa rin tayo. In fact, all throughout the week, the pressure has mostly been towards the sell side. Nananalo yung mga bears. Okay? Now, from the weekly chart, what else can we see? Sa akin, ganun pa rin. We are stuck within this range between 1,730 hanggang 2,160 until proven otherwise. Yes, it still looks more bearish than bullish, but I'm not gonna presume na kunyari, sige, bebenta ko na dito kasi aabot na yan ng 1.3, aabot na yan ng 400 o kung ano maman din, diba? Parang, pag masyado natin pinapangunahan, it tends to cloud our judgment kasi nangunguna na yung bias more so than yung analysis. Okay, so hanggang hindi nababasag yung 1,730, dyan muna ako nakatingin. But from a weekly perspective, kung mabasag natin yung 1,730 na yan, then highly likely what comes next is babalikan natin yung 1,546 followed by 1,292. Now, after that, pag-usapan na lang po natin ulit pag nangyari na, kung mangyari man. Again, I think it's important to not override our brains with too much information kasi paminsan-minsan hindi na natin napagdedesisyonan ng tama yung quote-unquote simpleng trade dahil lang ang dami na natin masyadong pinaprocess. Parang ang dami natin gustong i-take into consideration, some of which may or may not be important depending on the way that you trade. Okay? Now, from a daily perspective, ano nga ba yung nangyari? Diba? We have been more or less ranging for the past ilang days, diba? But yesterday, we finally broke beneath yung lows ng range na nag-form dito. Diba? Yung low niya was at 1,934.8. We broke beneath it, and in this candle, we're testing it from underneath. Even if sabihin natin mahigitan natin yung 1934, we need to consider na may mga lows din dito na pwede nating balikan. And in fact, umabot nga tayo hanggang doon. So if that level holds and then we roll over and break beneath yesterday's candle, then highly likely yung next step will be mabalikan na nga yung 1730. So kung mangyari man yon, over Friday and over the weekend, baka it might be prudent to start looking for short opportunities kung mabigyan ng pagkakataon to trade them. Okay? Minsan kasi, yes, meron tayong directional bias, but the setup or the right way to enter the trade simply isn't there. Baka pangit yung risk-reward, diba? Or hindi maganda yung itsura ng chart overall, walang certainty with regards dun sa pagpunta towards a certain direction na iniisip natin. So kung ganon, there's no trade. But in this particular instance, it's looking like it's gonna go, diba? At least based on the structure right now as of the time that I'm recording this. Moving down to the 4-hour time frame for potential execution, no? So just let me take out some of these levels, these doodles really fast para lang hindi sila gaano in the way. Okay? Okay, so let's just remove some of them really fast. So what can we see? So dito, ganon din. We broke down, we tested from underneath, nago hold, and we're looking to see if we can break down And from a 4-hour perspective, what I'm looking to see break beneath next will be tong 1,864 na level. Once that breaks, I think wala nang pipigil pa na mabalikan natin tong blue zone na iniwan natin sa baba, which again is at around 1,730. Now, from this time frame, since nandito na tayo, are there things that could happen that would make me bullish at least for the short term? Para sa akin, same pa rin siya as yung pinag-usapan natin last week. I think para maging mas bullish ako, kailangan ma-retake natin tong red zone na to. If we can come back up and retake this red zone, then for the short term at least, mas magiging bullish ako, and I think we can trade between itong range na to from 2,476 hanggang 2,714. But unless that happens, kunyari sabihin natin umangat lang, mabreak natin tong 2,160. Yes, we could trade within the range above, but again, I wouldn't be too excited about it. I would much rather trade it to the upside kung mabasag tong red zone above. And then finally, tignan po natin yung Solana. Na itong Solana, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight weeks na pula yung kandila, no? It just died. Okay? There's no good way to say it. It just died. We are now at 49. Imagine we were once trading at around 200 something and now we're back down to 49. Now, we marked out this level before, tong 38.10, and dyan nga tayo nakahanap ng at least intermediate support prior to price bouncing, and in fact we even bounced above tong level na to, diba? But that was short-lived. This week mukhang tutulak tayo pababa, similar sa nakita natin sa Bitcoin and sa Ethereum. It's looking like it's gonna at least come back and tag tong level na to at 38, and if that breaks, yung next level of support na tinitignan natin will be at 19 na. Okay, so it's not looking good for Solana at all. Okay? Now, from a weekly perspective, may iba pa ba tayong pwedeng sabihin? I think wala na, no? Confirm na, lower high, lower low, and so on. I don't even need to draw it on. Kitang-kita na siya. And for now, at the very least, unless you want to short Solana, I think yung mga bulls kailangan mag-step aside muna. Yes, you can attempt to catch it at lower prices, but I would say na at least from this time frame, tapos na yung pagsalo sa 38. Maybe dito sa 19, and that's just a big maybe. Okay? But for now, I think it's best to let the bears run whatever it is that they're trying to run. Let everything run its course before stepping back in kung bull kayo. Okay? Now, from a daily perspective, ang nangyari nga, just let me turn off yung volume, no, para lang mas kita natin yung chart. So we came back to this area here, doon tayo nakahanap na reaction. Once we broke down, we came back, saan tayo nagtag? Hindi ba dito rin? Brief consolidation prior to breaking down. Price came back up and tagged the same area. Tapos, doon tayo nauntog, and for now, nag-range tayo sa area na to. So yung range right now is between 38 hanggang 58. You can argue na hindi ba mas tight yung range na nagaganap, and that's true, no? Pero para sa akin kasi, unlike sa nakita natin sa Bitcoin saka sa Ethereum, mas flexible ako sa range na to eh. And in those instances, I would rather err on the side of being conservative rather than trying to finesse everything too much. So more conservatively, it's from 38 to 58 yung tinitignan natin na range. If price can come back and take out tong 58 to 60 na area, then we might be able to trade here, papuntang 75. And if we can take out yung 75, then maybe we can come back and tag 94. All that being said, I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon, no? Now, the market has a tendency to prove us all wrong. And after ko sabihin to, after lumabas ng video na to, baka bukas malawa, biglang lumipad yan, tapos sabihin nyo, sabi mo, di nangyayari. Okay, di ko po sinasabi na hindi mangyayari, ang sa akin lang parang hindi gano'n likely. Alright? Now, if we take out yung 38.1, as I discussed, 19 na talaga yung clear-cut na level na tinitignan natin eh, unfortunately. Okay, kung mabasag natin yung 19, we'll come back and rediscuss tong Solana. But for now, that's the key level eh. In fact, for this one, mahirap na siyang i-trade ng outright eh. Okay, yes, shorts are still present. But as I said, you're still caught within all this chop. And since hindi siya as clear sa akin like Ethereum or Bitcoin, I wouldn't short this outright just cause. Okay? Looking at it from a 4-hour perspective, pwede nating sabihin, hindi ba para nag-form siya ng rising wedge dyan, then we broke beneath it? Yes, that's all true, no? Pero overall, in the bigger picture, we are still within this range. And as you guys know, I don't like trading within chop. Diba? So, I would rather na mas may clear cut ako makita before jumping in. While yes, you can say na, oh, since nabasag natin yan, we can come back here. Oh, parang ginawa na nga niya, we came back, edi short na tayo. Balikan natin tong 38.10. And it wouldn't surprise me if that did happen. It's just that in this particular instance, I'm a bit more wary. Siguro medyo mas paranoid lang ako dahil nga sa nangyari sa Luna and all. Although in this case, since mag-short ka naman, I guess that's better. But mas paranoid lang ako outside of nung big 2, no? But ayun nga, for me, if you wanted to go short anyway, you might as well try to go short sa Bitcoin and sa Ethereum where mas maganda yung structure rather than here. But again, kung gusto nyo mag-short, hindi ko mamasamain. It's still a decent trade. It's just that I feel like mas maganda yung structure doon sa dalawang pinag-usapan natin kanina. Now, if you really wanted to short this, maybe watch kung mabasag to. If that breaks, test from underneath, that holds, push lower, then I think that really targets yung 38. In fact, you could sell it there, leave a runner, baka umabot pa tayo ng 19 before we talk next week. So guys, dito po nagtatapos yung video natin, no? I hope nakatulong po to sa inyo kahit konti and may natutunan kayo kahit papano. And if so, I would really appreciate it if you give this video a like and consider subscribing to my channel. And as always guys, maraming salamat po sa panonood. I really appreciate it. Good luck and happy trading!